Alright, so short video today. I want to talk about something real quickly. Now, we had the video go a bit viral where I talked about the quality and like additional content that I can provide for VODs in general, because people have been posting a lot about having additional data on player statistics here, there. And one of the suggestions was also about brackets, and I said in some of the replies that it's a little bit difficult for me to actually get accurate brackets into the VODs. One of the main problems is simply that if you're trying to do that, what you end up with is most of the time that there are some kind of spoilers. Most of the bracket tools that are out there always give you some kind of hint of which team actually wins when you take a screenshot, for example. And it's getting a little bit iffy, so in most cases you actually have to recreate a bracket, let's say in Photoshop, and then populate the entire thing for every single match, which is actually a lot of work, more than it sounds like. Specifically when you're going from tournament to tournament, and each tournament has a bit of a different format. So, long story short, not something that is really all that easy to do. Now, I thought about it a little bit, and I was like, okay, maybe I have a couple of nice workarounds that I could try and use, at least for the Murky Cup right now. Long story short, all of the workarounds that I came up with, where I was thinking, hey, I can make my life a little bit easier, backfired heavily, and I ended up to basically recreate the entire bracket again, and with a Photoshop file that had like 30 layers in an effort to hide information, changing colors and other stuff. And I'm not really the biggest Photoshop connoisseur there in the first place, so I had also some calls with some friends that helped me out with a few things that I didn't know how to do yet. You might have noticed, though, that in the last video there was actually a bracket displayed. It's not really pretty just now, but I have now something where, at least for tournaments that I myself host, I will try and get the bracket displayed. Again, I can't promise that this is going to work out for all of the tournaments that I'm going to cast in the future. I can't even promise you guys that I'm going to do it for all of the tournaments that I myself organize. What I can promise you is that, as in the past when we introduced instant replays, when I increased the quality of the VODs and the stream, I will try my best in order to give you guys some added info there when it's doable for me. But again, as I have to highlight 1,000 times, the YouTube channel is a bit of a side project. That thing is unfortunately not lucrative enough that I all of a sudden can hire a person to help me out with that on a regular basis, and as I said, this thing doesn't even cover my rent. But again, for the Murky Cup, I'm going to try to get the brackets in. We're going to double check, okay, how can we do this maybe for future tournaments as well. So if it's not there, do me a favor and just accept it. But if I have a chance to do it without any insane effort, or if I end up having the time and I can put the bracket in, I will do so. For the Murky Cup currently, the plan is that you have between the first draft and the first game always a bracket that highlights which series that is. I can't promise you that it's going to be pretty, but at least you're going to get the information there. So on the bracket side, that part of the video, I hope that you guys are going to be happy with that. Feel free to give me feedback. If there's anything that I can do, I will. But again, keep in mind, I can't just like hire a team of people to help me out with these things, so this is all a solo effort at this point. One other thing that I also wanted to touch upon is that something popped up on Reddit that I found absolutely, I mean, on the one hand, really annoying, and I saw it and I couldn't believe my eyes, but there was a thread that was actually like talking about map hacking, and if you're familiar with the subreddit, then you know there's oftentimes accusations being made about people hacking, cheating, whatever, and a lot of it is just really easily explained. I personally don't think I ever ran into a map hacker, and I think they're kind of rare in Heroes of the Storm. I gotta be honest with you, at this point I wasn't even aware that we have a fully functioning map hack out there somewhere, but some of the blatant plays that we've seen in this little example are absolutely insane. So I thought I actually would show you in case that you missed that. So this is from one of the games. Again, the original poster was talking about this a little bit, and essentially what he said is that the Vala on the opponent team is clearly hacking. And I came into this thread thinking, okay, let's have a look here, but most likely what we're gonna see is that Vala is, you know, just simply playing well. Maybe it's like somebody that is doing one of these like bronze to grandmaster challenges and is checking things. So I was a little bit on the skeptical side. Quality is not the best, but have a look. So we're having Valera here coming from the top lane, and Vala is already sitting right here. So Valera is basically just like starting to try and go in for a bit of a kill coming from the top lane here in Infernal Shrines. Vala currently just moving around here. And at this point I was like, alright, here comes the arrow. And I was like, okay, fair enough. I didn't have any vision, but I could see it. Maybe the top lane signaled that a hero was missing, and Vala was just saying, you know what, I'm going to quickly check the bush just on the off chance that something happens there. Gets the hit in, and I was like, it's not that crazy, right? It's not that insane. So Valera is starting to escape and moves away and is trying to hearth. And all of a sudden, Vala, without having any information there, is rushing in again. Vaults forward, has no vision at this point, just vaults forward to be in time to try and kill the hero. Then gets the attacks in, and Valera is able to get away here. But absolutely crazy. She's even chasing at this point, wrapping around and still trying to get the kill. But especially the initial vault forward to make sure that she's still getting there before the hearth happens. Already absolutely nuts. But there is actually more. So here's the second example. Now, I quickly swap the video over to the other side so you can see this also properly. And this one was just bonkers. So it's the same game, right? Same player. And look at the minimap. We have Sylvanas currently moving from the top lane slowly down to the bottom. Now, obviously, she was previously on the lane, so maybe Thrall signals, hey, someone is missing. But now have a look at what happens once that the video actually continues here and how Vala is going to play this entire thing. So they're attacking the bot lane right now, and they're trying to push for ETC. They could try and take that wall out, and instead what we're seeing is Vala now realizing, hey, somebody's on the way. So here comes Sylvanas. Vala at this point is just like moving straight into the path, has the perfect angle already, and is then immediately going in, shoots before she has vision, and is trying to get the kill here. So after we already had the previous situation, now this one happens. Absolutely bonkers, and yeah, I was just absolutely floored when I saw it. I could not believe it initially. I was really just like sitting there like, alright, apparently map hacking is a lot more common in that context than I expected it to be, but crazy. I mean, again, I personally did not think that we had too many map hacks in Heroes of the Storm. I don't know what your personal experience with all of this is, but I have never seen somebody cheat this blatantly. Back in Warcraft 3 days, for example, there were a lot of map hacks around, and we as tournament organizers had tools that we could detect them with. And could then just simply point out, okay, this is clearly a map hack, here's the reason why. But I didn't see this in Heroes of the Storm, and it absolutely floored me. So, in addition to talking about the brackets, this is something I wanted to quickly show you. I'll probably link the Reddit thread also in the description of the video in case that you want to check it out. I believe the replay is also highlighted there, so if anybody wants to actually take a closer look at it, you can. With that, again, enjoy the rest of your day. Murky Cup obviously continues. Have a good one, guys, and thanks for watching today. Oh, wait, one moment before you guys leave. I wanted to also thank everybody that gave me, like, a thanks on the last video where I talked about this and all the support that I got there. That was really overwhelming. I honestly didn't expect that. So all of the people that donated, for example, on that video, like, guys, thank you very much. You have no idea what that means. It really helps a lot. So thanks a lot to all of you. It was very, very unexpected. And thanks for all the generosity there. So big shout out to everybody and all the positive comments as well. So thanks a lot. Something that I still wanted to talk about. Nearly forgot about it. My bad, my bad. But with that, I'm going to let you go. So enjoy the rest of the evening. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.